My dear sisters, my fellow queens, listen to me. From the moment you take your first breath, life does not wait to test you. Society does not hesitate to mold you. The world does not stop to ask what you want. But today I am here to remind you, you were not born to be molded, you were born to be magnificent. Somewhere along the way you forgot. They told you to be less. They told you to fit in, to be quiet, to wait your turn. But tell me, who dares to put a queen in a cage? Who dares to tell a lioness to purr when she was meant to roar? Enough. Today is the day you stop asking for permission to be powerful. Today is the day you walk like the storm, speak like the fire, and rise like the sun. You are a queen, so start acting like one. A queen does not seek validation. A queen does not shrink to make others comfortable. A queen does not beg for respect, she commands it. So rise. Own your throne, wear your scars like jewels, and let the world feel your presence. Because a true queen does not wait for destiny, she creates it. You were born to rule, not to serve someone else's version of your life, not to live inside the small, suffocating box the world has built for you. You did not come into existence just to follow orders, shrink in fear, or wait for permission to rise. No, you came here to lead, to shine, to dominate your destiny. The question is, when will you start acting like it? Look around you. How many people are living like shadows of themselves? How many have surrendered their power just because someone somewhere told them they weren't good enough? They let doubt steal their crown. They let fear shackle their spirit. But you are not one of them. Do you know what it means to be born to rule? It means the fire inside you was never meant to be controlled. It means the world will try to silence you, but your voice will shake the ground. It means that no matter how many obstacles stand in your way, you will break through them, not because it's easy, not because someone handed you power, but because you are power itself. A queen does not ask, "Can I?" She asks, "How will I?" A queen does not wait for the stars to align. She grabs the universe and rearranges it in her favor. A queen does not lower her voice just because others are uncomfortable with her greatness. She speaks so fiercely, so unapologetically, that even mountains bow before her. And yet so many have forgotten who they are. They hesitate. They second guess. They wonder if they are worthy of the throne that is already theirs. But let me remind you, royalty does not beg. Royalty does not seek approval. Royalty does not doubt itself. You were born to rule because your very existence is proof of your strength. Do you think the universe makes mistakes? Do you think the same force that carved mountains, that painted the sky with galaxies, somehow messed up when it made you? No, it did not. Every time you hold yourself back, every time you shrink, every time you allow doubt to control you, you are betraying the queen within. But no more waiting, no more hiding, no more asking for permission to be powerful. It's time to claim what has always been yours. Think about the most powerful rulers in history. Were they born with crowns on their heads? No, they had to take their place, fight for their space, and declare their own power. And when they did, the world had no choice but to recognize them. The same applies to you. Nobody is coming to hand you your crown. You must take it. You have a force inside you that is greater than any doubt, stronger than a fear, and more unstoppable than any obstacle. Do not let the whispers of the weak dictate your path. Do not let the limitations of others become your own. You are above them. You always were. Stand tall. Speak with authority. Walk with purpose. Every step you take should echo with the sound of a woman who knows exactly who she is. Every word you speak should remind the world that you do not bow, you rise. And when they try to silence you, laugh, because they are only afraid of what they cannot control. And you, my dear queen, are uncontrollable. From the moment you opened your eyes to this world, they started building walls around you. Invisible, yet suffocating. Do this, don't do that. Sit properly. Speak softly. Be humble. Be agreeable. Be everything except what you truly are. They handed you a script written in ink that was never yours and told you to follow it blindly. And for years you did. You followed, you obeyed, you shrank. But tell me, when will you finally break free? Who decided what you can and cannot be? Who gave them the right to tell you how much of yourself you are allowed to express? They told you to be less, not because you are weak, but because they fear your strength. A queen who doesn't know her power is easier to control. A queen who doubts herself will never rise. That is why they built the cage. Not because you belong inside it, but because they cannot handle you outside of it. Look at the world around you. It is not made for the powerful woman. It is designed to make her question herself, to make her believe she is too much, too bold, too loud, too ambitious. They will call you names. They will tell you to slow down. They will remind you of your place as if you were ever meant to have one. But the truth is, you were never meant to fit in. You were meant to break the mold, shatter the expectations, and set fire to the limits placed upon you. How long will you keep apologizing for your power? How long will you keep dimming your light just to make others comfortable? You were not born to be small. You were not placed on this earth to live quietly in the background while others write your story. You are the writer, you are the force, you are the storm. The cage they built around you was never real. It was an illusion, a lie repeated so often that even you began to believe it. But deep down there is a part of you that has always known the truth. The part of you that dreams bigger, that refuses to settle, that screams in silence every time you hold yourself back. That part of you is waiting for you to finally say enough. Imagine yourself standing before an open door, a door that leads to everything you have ever wanted. But instead of walking through, you hesitate. Why? Because they convinced you that freedom is dangerous, that stepping into your full power will make you unlikable, intimidating, too much to handle. Let them think that. Let them fear you. Let them talk. Because while they waste their breath trying to keep you small, you will rise so high that their voices will no longer reach you. A queen does not ask for space, she takes it. A queen does not seek approval. She creates her own rules, her own world, her own destiny. The moment you realize that no one has the right to define you except yourself, you will become unstoppable. They will try to chain you with their opinions, their expectations, their traditions, but a chain is only strong if you believe in it. And you were never meant to be bound. Look back at all the times you have held yourself back. Every time you swallowed your words. Every time you dimmed your light. Every time you allowed their expectations to dictate your choices. Now ask yourself, was it worth it? Did making yourself small make you happy? Did playing by their rules bring you fulfillment? You already know the answer, so now I ask you, what are you waiting for? The world is not going to hand you permission to be great. It is not going to roll out a red carpet and beg you to step into your power. You must do it yourself. You must take the first step, even if your hands shake. You must break the cage, even if your voice trembles. You must embrace your fire, even if it terrifies those around you. Because the truth is, they were never afraid of you failing. They were afraid of you succeeding beyond their imagination. Never apologize for your power. Never lower your voice to make others comfortable. Never shrink yourself to fit inside a space that was never meant to contain you. You were not born to be less. You were born to be unstoppable. From the moment you started standing out, they whispered. They gave you looks. They called you arrogant, too bold, too confident. They made you question yourself. Maybe I should tone it down. Maybe I should be more likable. Maybe I should take up less space. And just like that, they planted doubt inside you, hoping you would water it with your fears. But tell me, why should you apologize for being powerful? Why should you pretend to be anything less than extraordinary? When the sun rises, does it dim its light just because some people find it too bright? When the lion roars, does it soften its voice so the weak-hearted don't tremble? No, and neither should you. You were born with a fire inside you, a force that makes people stop and take notice. And yet, the world tells you to suppress it, to hide it beneath layers of false humility. But understand, this humility is not thinking less of yourself. It is knowing exactly who you are and not needing approval. And who you are is a queen. A queen does not walk into a room and seek validation. She does not ask, do they like me? She asks, do I like this space? Does it deserve me? A queen does not lower herself to fit into circles that cannot handle her greatness. She does not entertain those who are intimidated by her presence. She does not beg for respect, she commands it. They will say she thinks she's too good. They will say she's too full of herself. They will say she's changed. Let them talk. Let them choke on their own insecurities. Because what they really mean is she is no longer easy to control. They wanted you to be small so they could feel big. They wanted you to doubt yourselves so they could feel superior. But you were never meant to live at their feet. You were meant to stand on your own throne. Look at the world. Do you think the most powerful women in history got there by seeking approval? No, they owned their space. They refused to bow to expectations. They walked boldly, knowing that some would hate them simply because they dared to shine. And guess what? They shined anyway. Your power is not arrogance. Your confidence is not ego. Your presence is not a mistake. It is a gift. A gift that shakes the room when you enter. A gift that makes weak minds uncomfortable. A gift that reminds others of what they too could be if only they had the courage. And courage is exactly what you must have. The courage to walk with your head high even when they try to tear you down. The courage to speak your mind even when they call you difficult. The courage to stand alone if necessary, knowing that a queen alone is still a queen. You are not here to be liked. You are here to be respected. You are not here to be acceptable. You are here to be unstoppable. So stop apologizing for being powerful. Stop making excuses for your confidence. Stop playing small just to fit inside their fragile world. Because the truth is, you were never meant to fit in. You were meant to take over. A queen does not beg for respect, she commands it. She does not lower her head, she does not wait for approval, and she does not ask for what is already hers. Respect is not something you request, it is something you embody. Something that radiates from your presence, something that follows you like a shadow. And when you carry yourself like a queen, the world has no choice but to acknowledge it. But too many have been trained to believe that respect must be earned by pleasing others, by being agreeable, by sacrificing, by bending over backward for people who wouldn't even lift a finger for them. They think if they play nice, if they are kind enough, patient enough, quiet enough, they will be rewarded with respect. But tell me, when has begging ever built empires? When has playing small ever moved mountains? When has silence ever demanded recognition? Respect is not given to those who ask politely. It is given to those who walk with certainty, to those who know their worth so deeply that even the most stubborn minds have no choice but to recognize it. To those who refuse to be treated as anything less than what they are. You set the standard, not them. A queen does not sit at a table where she is disrespected. She does not entertain those who take her presence for granted. She does not allow people to speak to her in a way that diminishes her power. She decides how she will be treated, and anything less is simply not accepted. If you allow them to disrespect you once, they will do it again. If you laugh off the insult, they will try another. If you make excuses for their mistreatment, they will push further. Do not mistake tolerance for strength. Strength is knowing when to walk away. Strength is knowing when to say enough. Strength is knowing that your time, your energy, your presence is not to be wasted on those who do not appreciate it. There will be those who call you too much. They will say you are demanding, high maintenance, difficult. Let them. Because what they really mean is, she cannot be controlled. What they really mean is, she knows her worth, and I cannot manipulate her. Some will test you. They will push to see how far they can go. They will say things to see if you flinch, to see if you doubt yourself, to see if you will break. But a queen does not break. She does not waver. She does not allow the weak to dictate her value. And when they realize they cannot shake her, they either rise to meet her standard or they disappear entirely. Let them go. Not everyone is meant to sit in your presence. Not everyone deserves the light you bring. Some will try to drain it, some will try to steal it, and some will try to extinguish it altogether. But they will fail. Because true power does not beg. True power does not chase. True power does not lower itself just to be accepted. There is no need to prove yourself. There is no need to fight for a seat at a table that was never built for you. You are the table. You are the foundation. You are the force that changes the atmosphere when you enter a room. And when you own that, when you live in that truth, respect is not something you will ever have to ask for. It will follow you, it will surround you, it will be undeniable. Because a queen does not need permission to be powerful, she simply is. Wear your scars like jewels. Every mark on your soul, every wound that has healed, every battle you have fought and survived, it all tells a story. A story of strength. A story of resilience. A story that no one else can claim as their own. Yet, too many walk through life trying to hide their scars, as if pain is something to be ashamed of, as if suffering makes them weak, as if the struggles they have faced are burdens instead of badges of honor. But let me tell you, your scars are not signs of weakness. They are proof that you are indestructible. They tried to break you, didn't they? They threw storms at you, hoping you would drown. They cut you with their words, thinking you would bleed forever. They left you in the darkness, expecting you to fade away. But you didn't. You survived. You pulled yourself up. You stitched yourself back together. You found light in places where there was none. And now you stand here not broken, not defeated, but reborn. The world may try to convince you that scars make you damaged, that you should cover them up, pretend they never happened, erase the evidence of your survival. But why? Why should you hide the very thing that makes you extraordinary? A woman who has never faced struggle does not know her own strength. A woman who has never been tested does not know how powerful she truly is. But a woman who has walked through fire and emerged stronger, she is unstoppable. Think about it. The most beautiful, unbreakable things in this world are created under immense pressure. Diamonds are formed in the deepest, harshest parts of the earth. Swords are forged in fire, beaten and shaped until they are razor sharp. The strongest trees grow roots that run so deep that no storm can shake them. And you are no different. Every scar you carry has shaped you. Every wound has taught you. Every tear you have cried has watered the soil of your own becoming. Do not hide them. Do not be ashamed of them. Wear them with pride, because they tell a story that only a true queen can tell. When you walk into a room, do not walk in as a woman who has been hurt. Walk in as a woman who has conquered. A woman who has faced battles most will never understand and still stands tall. A woman whose heart has been bruised but beats louder than ever. A woman who carries her past not as a weight, but as a crown. They will look at you and wonder how you did it, how you survived what should have destroyed you, how you found strength when others would have given up. Let them wonder, let them ask. And when they do, do not tell them you were lucky. Do not tell them you had it easy. Tell them the truth, that you are a warrior, that you have fought demons and danced with fire and still you rise. Because that is what a true queen does. She does not erase her past. She does not deny her pain. She owns it. She stands in it. She lets it shape her into something even more powerful. And when the world looks at her, they do not see a victim. They see a force to be reckoned with. A queen does not wait for permission. She does not sit around hoping that the world will one day recognize her worth. She does not wait for an invitation to step into her power. She takes it. She creates her own space. She builds her own kingdom. She walks into the world as if every single inch of it was meant to be hers, because it is. But too many women are still waiting for someone to say, now you can be great. Waiting for approval. Waiting for the perfect moment. But the perfect moment will never come. No one is coming to hand you the throne. No one is going to clear the path for you. No one is going to stop and say, here, take your crown. Because the truth is, they don't want you to take it. They don't want you to realize just how powerful you are. Because the moment you do, you will be unstoppable. So what are you waiting for? A sign. A green light. A pat on the back that says, yes, you are worthy. You were already born worthy. The moment you took your first breath, you were already enough. You didn't need to prove yourself then. And you don't need to prove yourself now. You don't need validation. You don't need permission. You just need to decide. Decide that you will no longer shrink to fit into spaces that do not deserve you. Decide that you will no longer seek approval from people who will never give it to you. Decide that you will no longer waste another second of your life waiting for someone else to open the door, because you are more than capable of kicking it down. Do you know what separates queens from everyone else? They act. While others hesitate, they move. While others overthink, they take risks. While others wait for the right time, they create the right time. Because they know that time will pass whether they step up or not. And they refuse to let their lives be dictated by fear. How many dreams have died in hesitation? How many ideas have been buried in doubt? How many women have taken their last breath knowing they never truly lived because they spent their entire lives waiting? That will not be your story. You will not be the woman who looks back and wonders what could have been. You will not be the woman who regrets all the time she held herself back. You will not be the woman who had all the potential in the world but was too afraid to use it. You will be the woman who decided, the woman who dared, the woman who refused to wait. And yes, they will call you reckless. They will say you are too bold. They will say you should slow down. Let them talk while you build. Let them doubt while you rise. Let them criticize while you succeed. Because by the time they realize what you are truly capable of, it will be too late to stop you. A queen does not ask for her place, she claims it. She does not tiptoe around her power. She embraces it. She does not wait for the world to allow her to be great, she steps into her greatness without hesitation. A queen does not fear standing alone. She does not crumble in solitude. She does not break when the crowd walks away. Because she understands something that most people never will. True strength is not found in numbers, it is found in self-belief. Look around. How many people do you know who stay in places they have outgrown just because they are afraid of being alone? How many people silence their voices just to fit into a group that doesn't even value them? How many people are willing to compromise who they are just so they don't have to face the world on their own? But tell me, what is the point of being surrounded by people if you have to lose yourself in the process? A queen does not depend on the approval of others to feel complete. She does not need constant validation to know her worth. She does not cling to relationships, friendships, or social circles that drain her just because she is afraid of the silence. No, she embraces the silence. She thrives in it. She uses it to build herself. Because the truth is, the path to greatness is often a lonely one. The higher you rise, the fewer people will be able to walk with you. Some will not understand your vision. Some will be intimidated by your ambition. Some will feel threatened by your growth. And some simply will not have the strength to keep up. Let them go. You were not meant to walk with the weak. You were not meant to dim your light so others feel comfortable in the shadows. You were not meant to stay in spaces that no longer feed your soul. If that means walking alone, so be it. Because a woman who can stand alone is a woman who can stand anywhere. But do not mistake solitude for loneliness. There is a difference between being alone and being lost. A queen is never lost, she is simply on a level that few can reach. And yes, it will be uncomfortable at times. Yes, there will be moments when you wish someone could understand your journey. Yes, there will be days when you long for the comfort of familiarity, but do not let temporary discomfort make you settle for permanent mediocrity. Do not trade your destiny for companionship that weakens you, because the moment you realize that you are enough, that you always have been and always will be, you will become untouchable. You will stop looking for security in the presence of others, and instead you will find it within yourself. You will stop seeking love in places that do not honor you. And instead, you will learn to love yourself so deeply that anyone who cannot meet that standard will simply fade away. And when that happens, the world will shift. The right people will be drawn to you not because you need them, but because your energy will be so powerful that they will want to be in your presence. People respect a woman who stands strong, even when she stands alone. They admire a woman who refuses to settle, even if it means walking her path in solitude. They are inspired by a woman who knows that her power is not dependent on anyone else. It is something she carries within her, unshaken, unbreakable, undeniable. A queen does not just exist, she rules. She does not wake up each day merely surviving, going through the motions, waiting for life to hand her something greater. No, she creates greatness. She demands it. She steps into every single day knowing that this life, this world, this moment is hers to shape. But too many have forgotten their power. Too many wake up each morning dreading the day ahead, acting as if they are prisoners of circumstance, as if they have no say in how their story unfolds. They complain about the same problems, they replay the same struggles, they allow their lives to be dictated by fear, by excuses, by hesitation. But tell me, what kind of queen lives her life like a caged bird? A true queen does not let life happen to her, she happens to life. She does not let fate decide her path, she carves it herself. She does not sit around hoping that one day, somehow, things will magically change. She makes the change. She moves with intention. She walks with purpose. She understands that she has the power to turn her dreams into reality. Not because she is lucky, not because she is special, but because she decided she would. Everything in this world is built by those who dare to take control. Every empire, every legacy, every revolution, it all started with someone who refused to be passive. Someone who refused to let fear dictate their destiny. Someone who understood that power is not something you wait for, it is something you take. And you have that same power. You have that same fire burning inside of you. The only difference between those who rise and those who remain stuck is action. Not potential, not talent, not opportunity. Action. Because potential means nothing if it is never used. Talent means nothing if it is wasted. Opportunity means nothing if you are too afraid to grab it. So what will you do? Will you continue waiting? Will you continue sitting on the sidelines, watching others live the life you know you were meant for? Or will you rise? Will you step forward? Will you finally claim what has always been yours? Because make no mistake, you are meant for more. You were not born to live a life of hesitation. You were not born to shrink. You were not born to be ordinary. You were born to break barriers. You were born to shake the ground beneath you. You were born to build, to create, to lead. You were born to rule. And ruling is not just about power, it is about responsibility. It is about owning who you are, owning your choices, owning your destiny. It is about refusing to be a victim of circumstance. It is about standing tall in the face of adversity and saying, I will not be moved. A queen does not just sit on her throne, she earns it every single day. She shows up. She puts in the work. She fights for her vision, for her legacy, for her purpose. And she does it not because she has to, but because it is who she is. So stop waiting. Stop doubting. Stop thinking that one day you will suddenly feel ready. That day will never come. You don't need to be ready, you just need to begin. You don't need permission, you just need to claim what is already yours. You don't need anyone to tell you that you are a queen, you need to start acting like one. A queen does not ask the world for a throne, she builds her own. She does not beg for a crown, she wears her power like armor. She does not wait for the world to recognize her worth, she steps forward and commands it. And now it is your time. No more waiting, no more hesitating, no more questioning the power that has always been yours. Look at yourself. Look at the battles you have fought, the mountains you have climbed, the storms you have walked through. Look at the fire that still burns in your soul despite everything that tried to put it out. You are not weak, you are not small, you are not ordinary, you are a force, a ruler. A woman who refuses to be anything less than extraordinary. So rise, walk like you own every space you enter. Speak like your words shape the world around you. Act like success is not a possibility, but an inevitability. Because it is. Because you were not made to sit in the shadows. You were not made to play it safe. You were not made to dim your light so others feel comfortable. You were made to lead. You were made to conquer. You were made to rule. And from this moment on, you will never forget it. Because the world does not give power to those who whisper, it gives power to those who demand it. It remembers those who leave their mark. It follows those who lead without fear. Now tell me, are you ready to take your throne? Enough waiting. Enough doubting. Enough playing small when you were born to be limitless. You are not here by accident. You did not survive everything you have been through just to live a life of hesitation. You are here to rise. You are here to rule. You are here to take your place as the unstoppable force you were always meant to be. Look around you, the world has told you to be quiet. It has told you to shrink, to conform, to doubt yourself. It has tried to convince you that you are too much, too loud, too ambitious, too bold. But tell me, since when has a queen ever asked for permission to exist? Since when has a woman of power ever apologized for taking up space? The time for waiting is over. The time for doubting is over. The time for questioning whether or not you are enough is over. You are more than enough. You always have been. The only thing left for you to do is decide how much longer will you keep holding yourself back. You have spent too many years believing that one day something will change. That one day you will wake up and suddenly feel ready. That one day the fear will disappear, the doubts will fade, and you will finally have the courage to step into your power. But that is a lie. Readiness is a lie. There is no moment where fear stops existing. There is no day where confidence magically appears. The only way to become powerful is to decide that you already are. Every single moment that you hesitate, you are robbing yourself of the life you were meant to live. Every time you tell yourself not yet, you are pushing your dreams further away. Every time you doubt your own strength, you are handing your power over to a world that is waiting for you to fail. Why? Why would you do that when you have everything you need within you right now? A queen does not wait for the world to give her a crown. She reaches out and takes it. She does not sit around waiting for someone to recognize her worth. She walks in like she owns the room because she does. She does not waste time seeking approval because she understands something that too many people never realize. The only approval she has ever needed is her own. This is your moment right now, not tomorrow, not next year, not when you feel ready. Now, this is the moment where you choose, where you decide that you will no longer live in fear, where you make the commitment to rise, to rule, to own your life like the queen you are. They will doubt you. Let them. They will criticize you. Ignore them. They will try to stop you. Walk right past them. Because a woman who has awakened to her power cannot be silenced. A woman who has decided to step into her strength cannot be broken. A woman who has finally realized that she is a force of nature cannot be stopped by anything or anyone. And that woman is you. So rise, speak, build, lead, conquer, and never ever apologize for the power that runs through your veins. This world is not going to hand you anything. You have to take it. You have to own it. You have to rule it. This is your life, your destiny, your time. Take your throne. Enough. Enough of the waiting. Enough of the hesitation. Enough of the self-doubt that has kept you chained for far too long. No more shrinking. No more second-guessing. No more seeking permission to be great. The time for questioning your worth is over. The time for waiting for the perfect moment is over. The time for allowing fear to dictate your path is over. You were never meant to blend into the background. You were never meant to sit on the sidelines watching others live the life you know in your soul was meant for you. You were not born to be average. You were born to be exceptional. You were born to be powerful. You were born to be a queen. But a queen does not wait for the world to hand her a crown. She crafts her own with the fire of her will. Look back at everything you've been through. The struggles, the pain, the moments when you felt like giving up. The moments when the world tried to break you. The moments when you doubted yourself, questioned your purpose, wondered if you would ever rise from the ashes. And yet here you are, still standing, still fighting, still breathing with fire in your soul. Do you really think you've come this far just to stop now? Do you really think you've endured everything just to remain in the shadows of your own life? Enough playing small. Enough thinking you are not ready. Enough allowing fear to rob you of the greatness that is already inside you. You have everything you need within you right now. Not tomorrow. Not next year. Not when the stars align. Now. The only thing missing is your decision. Your decision to step into your power. Your decision to refuse to let fear win. Your decision to act like the queen you were always meant to be. A queen does not beg for respect, she commands it. She does not look to the world for validation, she validates herself. She does not fear being too much, she knows that the right people will rise to meet her at her level. She does not wait for doors to open, she builds her own castle, brick by brick, stone by stone. But stepping into this power will not be easy. There will be resistance, there will be those who doubt you, those who criticize you, those who try to convince you to stay small because your growth intimidates them. Let them talk. Let them doubt. Let them fear you. Because nothing is more dangerous than a woman who has finally realized her own power. Do not fear standing alone, because a true queen does not need a crowd to validate her reign. Do not fear failure, because failure is just proof that you dare to try. Do not fear judgment, because no one else's opinion can dictate your destiny unless you allow it to. This world does not belong to the hesitant. It does not belong to the ones who sit back waiting for the right time. It belongs to those who step forward, unshaken, unstoppable, unbreakable. It belongs to those who understand that power is not something that is given, it is something that is taken. It belongs to those who refuse to waste their lives being anything less than extraordinary. And that is you. You are that woman. You are that force. You are that queen. But now the question is, will you finally claim your throne? Will you finally stop waiting? Will you finally stop letting fear decide your fate? Because this is it. This is your moment. This is the moment you look yourself in the mirror and say, no more. No more playing small. No more waiting for permission. No more settling for less than you deserve. This is the moment you rise. This is the moment you declare that you are here to rule. This is the moment you take back your power and refuse to ever give it away again. You were not put on this earth to be ordinary. You were not put here to blend in. You were not put here to live a life of hesitation, regret, and missed opportunities. You were put here to conquer, to lead, to create, to inspire, to shatter every limit that has ever been placed on you. And the world will try to resist you. It will test you. It will push against you. But it will also recognize you. It will have no choice but to see you. Because a woman who has stepped into her power cannot be ignored. A woman who has finally claimed her worth cannot be denied. So step forward, step up, step into the power that has been waiting for you all along.